I have some very important questions to ask you and talk about in today's video. Okay, so I have some important things I want to talk about today, and I need your feedback. It's super important. I love hearing about people's journeys when they start riding and what got them into riding. And with everything else going on, I just want to have some generally good motorcycle conversation this morning. So, kind of sucks. The daylight is changing, y'all, and makes me sad because it means colder times are coming, but we are still out riding. So, first question that I want to ask you is a very important question, and that is, why do you ride? I know there's a whole bunch of things that people are going to say about why they ride, and it's going to lead into the next two questions. So, this all stems from talking to a new rider a couple of days ago, and the new rider specifically asked me why I ride. And I had a very easy answer. I mean, if you've watched this channel before and you watched my first video as to, why I started the channel, I talk a lot about why I got into riding. And I mean, honestly, it's cheesy, but I watched Chips growing up as a kid and always loved the fact that, Ponch and John rode motorcycles. I had a friend that I worked with, his whole family rode, and it just looked like it was super fun, and I always wanted to do it. I got into riding, so that's kind of like what got me physically going into it. But I ride because it is something that makes me free. It is something that is an outlet for me. And we talk about wind therapy. I did a video on wind therapy and how important that is to a lot of people who truly ride. I ride because it is good for my soul and my being. Now, I'm sure lots of people have different reasons why they ride. Leave that in a comment down below. Like I said, I want to have some good conversation. So, the why you ride is kind of an easy question. So the second question that I have for you today is, has your reason for wanting to ride and why you ride changed over the years of your riding journey? Now, some people may say yes, some people may say no. Well, once again, leave it down in a comment. I want to hear your story. I definitely love hearing about people's ride stories and why they got into riding. Think about the question I asked. Has why you ride changed over the course of your riding journey? And the easy answer for me is yes. Because I got into riding because I thought it would be fun. Other people did it. I wanted to feel free. And that's one of the reasons why I do ride, is that just exhilarating feeling of freedom. But things have changed for me since I started riding. And I'll tell you why. So, what started out as something I may do, kind of as a hobby. I started out on a Honda Shadow VLX 600, turned it into a Honda Davidson. It was a great motorcycle. It served its purpose, taught me how to ride, got me some ride experience. But when I got my first Harley Davidson, which was a 2005 Ultra Classic, yep, I went from a 600 Honda Shadow to a full dresser. Just because that to me was like the epitome of motorcycles. So I ended up making the switch. But when I got my first Harley, literally from the first ride on that motorcycle, changed things significantly. Because when I first started riding, I always wanted a Harley Davidson motorcycle. That's what I saw people have. You see motorcycle clubs or groups out riding, and most of them were Harleys, and That's just such a piece of iconic American culture in the biker community. I had to have a Harley. So once I got the Harley, like literally things changed. And I'm not talking about like, I felt more like a badass, or, I wanted to go out and, do crazy stuff. But the sense of pride of owning that motorcycle changed really who I was. And like, I found myself riding more and more and more. I got my wife on the motorcycle with me, and we would go for rides, and it became a way for us to experience things in a different manner. And things really, like, it became a part of my life. And till this day, riding is now a part of me. I ride pretty much every day, even though it may just be back and forth to work. Obviously, I got into doing this YouTube channel, so I have a different reason for riding sometimes. And it has literally become part of who I am. So what started out as something to, do maybe as a hobby and have some fun and maybe go ride with some people and experience different things has literally become life-changing. I literally like eat, breathe, sleep, live motorcycles. I have motorcycle dreams of going on different trips and riding, and I mean, I consume a lot of YouTube content. It's all motorcycle related. I work in the motorcycle industry now, so it has literally become part of who I am. So motorcycling, when I say it changed who I am, it really has changed who I am, because I have found motorcycles to be 100% therapeutic. And don't get me wrong, I mean, motorcycles are still fun. I still ride because they're fun. But what started out as, hey, I'm going to start doing this for fun, has turned into a complete lifestyle. But the big thing is, like I said, it has become therapeutic for me. If I weren't able to ride, I would have a lot of pent-up stress and aggression and all those emotions that people carry with them, especially, work stress and life stress, and riding gets rid of all of that. That's one of the cool things actually about riding to and from work, is that in the mornings when I go in like today, I'm able to ride and it sets me off in a good mood. I'm in a good mental place. I'm having fun, getting some therapy. And at the end of the day, when it's been stressful and you're just ready to go home and chill out and relax, I get on the motorcycle and I ride home and I feel invigorated. So it's become therapeutic. And me riding is definitely good for other people because I'm simply not as grumpy. So motorcycling has literally changed my life, I think, honestly, for the better. My wife might tend to disagree because all I do is watch motorcycle stuff on YouTube and I talk about motorcycles, and she rides, so I mean, she gets it, but it's like I sound like a broken record all the time talking about motorcycles and things that I want to do to this bike and places I want to go, and things I watch on YouTube. I got to go check out this place. So I have a huge list of things to do. So like I said, it has become life-changing, and I would be interested to know how motorcycling has changed your life, and has it become life-changing? Has that focus or purpose of riding changed for you like it has for me? So leave that down in the comment below. And while you're commenting, if you haven't subscribed, I certainly would appreciate you subscribing and hitting that like button, letting YouTube know that I'm doing a good job. So the last question, and this being totally organic, evergreen content, which is what I like to do, and I like to do the same stuff that everybody else does. So the last question, this one's going to be a little more difficult for you in giving a genuine response. So in talking to this new rider and asked me why I ride, I started explaining why I ride and how motorcycling has changed my life. And this new rider said, "How does it feel when you ride?" And I had to think about that one for just a second. Because in my opinion, if you truly ride, you're truly a biker, you really can't describe what it feels like to ride. You know, it's like that old motorcycle club, that old motorcycle helmet sticker that says, "If I have to explain, you wouldn't understand." Man, is that not true? It's not just a sticker, it's a true statement. So when I was trying to explain, you know, kind of like the why I ride, that sense of freedom and being exhilarated and being therapeutic, it was something that I had to try to put into words. And I kind of almost found myself being a babbling idiot, which is probably how I appear on my YouTube videos, but it's just true. It's just how I am. So how do you genuinely put how you feel when you ride into words, into a statement? Because for me, in thinking about that, and I've been pondering it since then, riding is a feeling, it's an emotion, it's an experience, and that is very difficult to put into concrete words. So when I was explaining this, it's hard to describe feeling free and exhilarated and excited, and it's just so hard. I mean, I can't even really describe it to you guys in this video, and I'm sure a lot of you will understand, but it was very difficult to make an impression on this new rider, which I've had people always ask, you know, why you ride, you know, those kinds of questions, what got you into riding, because I ask those questions of new riders when I'm interacting with them, because I want to know. I mean, it's kind of cool to see why people got into riding. But when this guy asked how it felt to ride, it just became difficult. I mean, I could have said windy, rainy, sunny, hot, because those are things that we obviously feel, but even when you're riding in the rain, or you're riding in the heat, or you're riding in the cold, you're still riding. And, you know, riding my Harley Davidson motorcycle is just even more awesome. Would I have the same feeling, or could I explain the same things if I wasn't riding a Harley? I don't think so, because I've done that before. But how do you put how you feel into words? I don't know. I guess in my opinion, it's like I can't put it into words, because if I have to try to explain it, somebody wouldn't understand. And unfortunately, this new rider was trying to make an understanding of how it felt to ride. So as an end result, I went through some of those things, and I had to tell him, I said, you just have to experience it for yourself. And he was taking Ride Academy, and that was part of our conversation. And I told him, I said, even though you're riding on the training pad and you're doing training, you will still have an understanding soon enough. And I said, once you have that understanding and that feeling, come back and we'll talk. So the guy took the class. The second day he came in and tracked me down and said, I get it. I understand. Even though it's only in the training pad and we really weren't going fast, I understand the feeling. So then I asked him, I said, describe the feeling to me. And he opened his mouth like he was just going to spit out an answer right away and just have this golden response. And then he stopped and paused for a second. And he said, Chef, I can't describe it. And I said, well, maybe you'll understand exactly our conversation the other day when we were talking, and I had a hard time describing it to you and explaining it to you. And you could see the understanding. So like I said, if you can explain how riding feels into words, let me know in a comment down below. Just want to have some good conversation. Like I said, with everything going on, all the Harley Davidson stuff going on, just want to have some good motorcycle conversation and get back into the root reason of why we get out here and ride and have a good time. So if you like today's video, hit the like button, leave a comment, please engage in conversation. I read every single comment and I reply back to most every single comment that is constructive to what we're doing, and I appreciate you taking your time to hang out, watch the video, and comment and engage with us. Until next time, you guys be safe, ride safe, enjoy the most of your life, make the most out of it. Even though I'm sitting behind this semi going 20 miles an hour, I'm still enjoying it because I'm riding. So thank those that allow us to be out enjoying motorcycling and riding free. And until next time, we'll catch you later.